We're here to bring a new type of news show.
New insights, new styles, and new topics every day.
We are News Generation.
Bringing news just for you. It's Tuesday, November 11th here in Seoul. I'm Isujin, and this is News Generation. Joining us today is Haeyeon.
Happy Tuesday!
Happy Tuesday, and also Rashida's with us.
Yes, delighted to be here.
Good to have you.
Yes.
And both are here to speak on behalf of people in their 20s and 30s. So we're now into day 2 of the work week. As everyone gets back into their rhythm, let's talk about a new kind of exchange that is making waves. And it's not about money, but talent. It's the idea of trading what you're good at with someone else's skills. So think of it as a modern twist on bartering. So instead of exchanging goods or cash, people are swapping their abilities. It's practical, creative, and it's building a real sense of community among people who want to share what they know. So what exactly is this skill exchange trend, and have you tried it, Seon?
Well, skill exchange is basically about trading your own talents with someone else's, like learning new hobbies or skills in return. And it's been growing in popularity here in Korea lately. And what's interesting is that many of those exchanges are actually happening through online secondhand marketplaces. And in my case, I volunteered for several years teaching English to children of immigrant families. And it wasn't exactly a trade or exchange because I taught for free. But I still felt I gained so much watching those kids grow, and they are gaining confidence. Was incredibly rewarding. So even without money or formal exchange, I think that spirit of sharing and encouraging one another is what really makes this trend so special.
That sounds super meaningful. So what about you, Rashida?
So for me, I've joined language exchanges, like teaching English while learning Korean and Japanese. I don't do them these days, but I still have friends who continue to do it. So I even once traded English lessons for personal training classes, which was a really fun and motivating way to learn from each other.
So real quick, so how was that experience? How did you get started doing that?
Okay, so I got really close with one of the PT teacher. So she found out that I can speak English, and then she said, "Would you like to do PT classes in exchange for English lessons?" Because I really want to learn English.
Right.
Yeah, so that's how it started.
I feel like that's a really good deal because those personal training classes are quite expensive.
Very expensive, yeah.
The language exchange really shows how both people can benefit. It's not just about learning a language, but also about connecting across cultures. It's such a fun and easy way to connect with people while picking up a new skill. And it's such a great example of how sharing your skills can be mutually beneficial. So both people walk away having learned something new. And to learn more about what we're going to discuss today, take a look at the screen. Many of us are looking for new hobbies to take up, but one of the biggest challenges is figuring out how to learn them. That's where a new trend in Korea comes in. People are exchanging their own talents to learn new hobbies and skills. It not only saves money, but it also offers a chance to connect with others and pick up something new without the pressure of formal lessons. So today on News Generation, we take a closer look at this growing trend, what kinds of talents people are trading, and what skills we'd personally like to exchange. So as we just saw in the video, exchanging skills isn't just practical. It's also a fun way to connect with others and try something new. From learning a new language to picking up photography or cooking, people are finding creative ways to share what they know. It's not just about saving money or gaining a new skill. It's also about building connections, meeting like-minded people, and discovering talents you might have never explored on your own. So we've been hearing a lot about skill exchanges lately, but just how popular is this trend among millennials and Gen Zs?
If older generations used to develop their skills and hobbies through clubs or private academies, millennials and Gen Zs today are taking a different approach. They are learning from one another by exchanging their talents, skills without any money involved. And as I mentioned earlier, a lot of the skills exchanges are happening through online secondhand platforms. In fact, take a look at the data I've prepared on the screen. According to Carrot, one of Korea's most popular local communities, PDFs, commonly known as 당근 market here in Korea. Posts related to skill exchanges in the third quarter of this year rose by about 7% compared to the same period in 2024. So it's clear that more and more young people are embracing this culture of sharing and connection.
All right, that's super interesting. So while previous generations focused on clubs or academies to develop themselves or enjoy hobbies, today's millennials and Gen Zs are finding ways to learn new skills through skill exchanges without spending money. And the numbers do back it up. The fact that posts about skill exchanges on platforms have grown by 7% also really shows that. So this makes me wonder, what kind of skills are people usually exchanging these days, Rashina?
So these days, people are exchanging their talents one-on-one through mutual agreements. So some offer lessons in guitar, personal training, or coding, while others share skills like rehabilitation therapy or language tutoring. The range is incredibly broad, from hobbies such as Go, which is a Korean chess, kolbaduk, and piano, to practical abilities for career growth, like programming and foreign languages. In short, almost any skill can become part of a meaningful exchange.
That is also very meaningful. Any skill is worth it. So it's kind of like getting the best of both worlds. You teach something you know while picking up a completely new skill. I can see why so many people are trying it out. And to get even more perspective on this, we'll be speaking with someone from another country who has experienced exchanging skills here in Korea. That conversation is coming up right after the break, so don't go anywhere.
NewsGen wants to hear from you. Go to YouTube and search out Channel Arirang News. Click Posts and cast your vote in the poll. Make a new type of news with us.
So joining us today is Austin, who's from the US and has taken part in skill exchanges, teaching something he knows to learn something new. So hi, Austin. First of all, thank you so much for connecting with us today.
Hi, how's everyone doing?
We're good.
We're good.
How are you?
I'm good, I'm good. It's a great day.
Okay, to start off, so what kind of skills have you taught and what did you learn in return?
I normally would just teach English language skills and how to be more comfortable and how to better understand the English language through things like slang and idioms, so people would not be as scared and feel more comfortable talking to native speakers.
I see. So
And
Austin, yeah, please continue.
oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
No,
All right. Then, based on your experiences, what do you think are the best parts or benefits of doing a skill exchange?
I think the best part is that you can learn little tips that maybe you might not know in a academy or in a book that you learn from being someone who knows the skill. So, for me, it was learning Korean. I would learn what's more formal and what's more casual. Things like that would help me a lot.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure you learned plenty by now, right? So,
Hmm.
if you have a chance, what's another skill you'd like to learn through a skill exchange in the future?
Ooh, um, playing guitar. That's my next skill.
Great. So just another quick question before I let you go. So can you just tell us more about the experience you had learning, or is there anything specific you remember from your Korean learning for Korean language exchanges?
Um, One thing I learned was um, how to say uh, this is so delicious in a better way that's not, how do I say it, foul language. Because at first I learned and it was bad language, and then I learned in a proper way, and that was really fun for me because I was like, okay, that's something you would learn from people who actually speak the language.
It's always really good to learn from locals, especially anything related to food. So
Hmm.
thank you so
Hmm.
much for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Austin.
Thank you guys.
Okay, see you.
See you.
So we just heard from someone who's experienced skill exchanging firsthand, teaching a skill they already know while learning something new in return. But why has this approach, swapping skills instead of paying for lessons the conventional way, become so popular, especially among the younger generations, Hae?
Well, in the past, people were more familiar with the idea of skills donations or skills-based volunteering rather than skills exchange. It was often seen as a form of volunteer work, like giving your time or skills to help others without expecting anything in return, just like I shared my experience. But over time, younger generations began to see their abilities as a kind of capital, something that holds real value, just like money. So when you think about it, the idea of donating a skill naturally leads to the awareness that talent itself can be also exchanged, not just given away. And now the biggest reason millennials and Gen Zs are turning to skill exchanges is, of course, the economic one. Many of them want to keep learning and developing themselves, but the cost of private lessons or membership fees for clubs can be quite high. In fact, a recent survey showed that among young people who said they don't pursue self-development, 14% cited financial burden as the main reason. So skill exchange has become an affordable and practical alternative, a way to learn something new, share what you are good at, and connect with others, all without spending money. So in the end, there's really no reason not to try skills exchange. It's a creative solution to both economic and social needs.
Was there like a particular like hobby that you wanted to continue but you couldn't because of?
Oh my gosh. Immediately I thought of Pilates class. I really wanted to continue. I took Pilates classes for 3 months, but it was so expensive, especially when it comes to Pilates. It's much more effective when you have like one-on-one private lesson, but it costs about like 600 to 700 US dollars per month, so it's quite expensive.
And the thing with Pilates is that you only feel the effects of it if you do it for a long time.
I know. 3 months, too short.
It's a lot of commitment, right? So that's fascinating. It's almost like the idea of talent itself has evolved into a form of capital, like Taeyong said. But imagine it's not just about cost. There must be other motivations too. For example, does this trend also create more chances for people to meet others or feel part of a local community, do you think?
Oh yes, talent exchange is also a great opportunity to make neighborhood friends. So since most exchanges are region-based, participants often meet people who live nearby and share similar interests. This creates a friendly and practical learning environment. Many members of the MZ generations are especially drawn to this trend because they see it as a way to use their time efficiently to gain new skills and at the same time building connections.
So earlier you told us that you participated in like a skill exchange where you taught English. Are you still friends with this person?
Of course.
This is a good way to meet people as well. So it's really serving a dual purpose, not only helping people pick up practical skills, but also fostering real social connections in the process. So especially in big cities where many people feel isolated or disconnected, this kind of local interest-based exchange can be a refreshing way to build community. So we asked viewers on the Arirang News YouTube channel, why do you take part in skill exchanges or why would you want to? So here's what the results showed. So according to the survey, 64% of respondents said they participate in skill exchanges primarily to build connections with others. Meanwhile, 18% cited financial reasons, saying it's a more affordable way to learn something new. Another 14% said they prefer it because it comes with less pressure than joining clubs or taking private lessons, while the remaining 4% mentioned other reasons. So the results were pretty telling. The majority of people said they take part in skill exchanges to build connections. It shows that for many, it's not just about learning something new, but about forming meaningful relationships in the process, especially when it's so hard to meet people these days. So meanwhile, others who cited financial difficulties or that it's less pressure as reasons for participating in skill exchanges really highlight how it's become a more personal, flexible, and social way to learn. So on a more personal note, Taeyong, what skill do you think you could offer in exchange, or what would you like to learn if you took part in a skill exchange yourself?
Well, I've always wanted to learn more languages. So if I had the chance to take part in a skill exchange, I definitely want to learn another language. Maybe French, Spanish, Japanese, or Chinese, German, Italian, anything. Each language has its own charm. So honestly, I'd love to, happy to learn any of them. And outside of languages, I'd love to learn video editing because I often travel with my kids, and I'd love to turn our travel photos and clips into beautiful videos, not to just post online, but to keep as family memories we can look back on years later. And as for what I could offer in return, well, I can teach English or Korean. Korean is my mother tongue, so I'm much more fluent in it. And I also make a pretty good Korean dishes too. So if anyone's up for a skill exchange, I will bring the lessons. So please let me know. Let me know, people.
To promote you a bit more, obviously your Korean and English they're both perfect. But also for your cooking skills, can you tell us more about what the dish you're most confident in making?
First of all, I'm a mama of 2 young kids, so I'm good at mostly cook Korean soups like 미역국,
right,
소고기 묵국, 된장찌개, like soybean paste soup, anything. Yeah, I'm a pretty good cook.
Huge variety of things that you can make, especially seaweed soup is actually really useful because
Yes.
people cook it on people's birthdays.
I know, I
So
know.
there's a lot you have to offer.
For me, it
Wow,
only takes
wow.
like 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Yes, to
Wow.
finish be beautiful seaweed soup.
So anyone who's interested, please hit her up. So what about you, Rashida?
So for me, I think I could offer my creativity and communication skills.
Ooh,
Whether it's writing, storytelling, or helping others express their ideas confidently. And of course, I can teach English if they want. So in return, I love to learn something hands-on, like photography, or digital design, or even cooking and baking.
Oh, so I can see a skill exchange happening right here.
Yes. Okay, so for me, a skill exchange isn't just about learning new things. It's about connecting with people who inspire you to see things differently.
So while it sounds like a great way to meet people, there's still other things we need to consider. So are there any risks or things people should be careful about, Sam?
That's a really good point, actually. Because while skill exchange is a great way to connect with people, safety should always have to come first. And since you're often meeting someone new, it's important to verify who they are before you agree to meet. And I'd also recommend avoiding meetings at home. Obviously, instead, try to meet in a public or shared space like cafe, community center, or a co-working studio. It just helps everyone feel more comfortable in that way. And of course, never share personal financial information, things like your bank details or mobile payment accounts. And even though most people join skill exchanges with good intentions, it's always better to stay cautious. And that way, you can focus on what really matters, like learning, sharing, and enjoying the experience safely.
In this sense, it's good that you guys might be, if you guys do skill exchange, it's good
Yeah.
that you both verified, you guys know each other now. So that's such an important reminder because as exciting as these exchanges can be, safety really does come first. So meeting in public spaces, verifying who you're meeting, and keeping personal information private are all key to making sure the experience stays positive. And beyond safety, there's also the matter of attitude. So since both people are coming together with a shared purpose to learn and to teach, what kind of mindset should participants have to make the most of the experience, Rashida?
Okay, so you have to be sincere when meeting each other with a clear purpose. So it's a great advantage that skill exchanges don't cost money, but that can also make people a little complacent. So it's important to remember that time is just as valuable as money. So both sides should put in real effort and stay committed. So that way, no one's time or energy goes to waste.
I agree. So in the end, skill exchanges are about more than just learning. They're about connecting, sharing, and growing together. So maybe what makes skill exchanges so appealing isn't just the free lessons, but the idea that everyone has something to offer. It's a reminder that learning can happen anywhere as long as we're open to sharing what we know and learning from others. So as long as you approach it safely and with sincerity, it can be a meaningful way to pick up new skills while also meeting people. So it's really interesting to see how people are redefining learning, not through money, but through connections and collaborations. So the possibilities really do seem quite endless. And that brings us to the end of today's episode of News Generation. But News Gen will be back tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Korea time with more stories and discussions. Big thanks to Sam
Thank you.
for coming in, also Rashida.
A pleasure.
And to all our viewers, thank you so much for tuning in, and we hope you have the best day. We are News Generation.